Okay. Hello, hello. Good evening, if it's evening where you are. Spent the whole day cleaning today. Literally, like maybe an hour or so, hour and a half in between to eat and to play the Isaac daily runs. The one from yesterday and the one from today. But other than that, I have been very busy cleaning. I feel like some context is necessary. We are moving soon, and on Monday a guy from our real estate agency, whom we are renting from, is coming over to take pictures of the house for the ad they will be putting up. So yeah, a lot of work to make it look presentable. I started with logging last time. That did not go very well, but still I shall try. Question is, where should I get them? Medium logs can be from here. It's probably pretty easy. Might want to have chains. Otherwise, they would have to come from here, which is also relatively easy. But it's more off-road this way, so I think I do want to get them in White Valley. Where is my White Western? Sounded like Wide Western. Nope. Yes. Medium log frame. I'm not gonna mess with trailers, just two trips. It just seems like a waste of money to buy trailers. How many more times before we finish Alaska is that tree going to mess me up? Oops. I have been thinking about other games to stream. I do have my mainstays like SnowRunner, ETS, and that's really about it, because all the other games I've streamed once or a few times, but they aren't fully established, I think. I am considering playing Kingdom Come Deliverance on stream. I have not played it yet. I bought it a while ago on a good sale. But it's a game you kind of have to sacrifice a lot of time for. on. And it feels a bit like a commitment to even start it. But one good motivation to play it sooner rather than later is that, assuming there are a lot of entry stuff to read, like the codex in the first game, I did enjoy making reading videos of that codex, and some people seem to really like them. So it would be nice to finally get round to that. Sounding very congested. On the other hand, I'm not entirely sure it would be a good game to stream. It's just a gut feeling. I might be wrong. Generally, I think I prefer to play games that, that don't require my full brain power. I don't think games like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 do require your full attention all the time. I can't think of any games that do, apart from maybe Papers, Please, which I would like to make at least one video of just to try it, see if it works. Excuse me. I also bought Booth. I'm sure I mentioned this at least once or twice. But I got into Papers, Please and looked up similar games, and Booth came up as one of the top results, really. It's hard to say if it's more easy or more difficult than Papers, Please. Because to me, Papers, Please is kind of difficult. I'm very slow. And if I'm not slow, I make mistakes. I have tried Graveyard Keeper, finally. In one of the previous streams I mentioned the whole list of 5, I believe, games I bought on a deep sale. Graveyard Keeper, the first game, was one of them. The sequel is coming out sometime this year, I think. Pretty curious. I would like to finish the first game before I even buy the second one. I don't really know what the second one is going to be about, if it's a direct sequel or more like a new and improved version. It's pretty fun. It's obviously quite Stardew Valley Stardew Valley-esque. But it is very different. It's too soon to say if I like it better or worse than Stardew Valley. If I do like it better, that would be a big feat on the game's part. Because even though I don't play it all the time, I do like Stardew Valley a lot. It's just one of those games I tend to come back to after however long. But so far, Graveyard Keeper is a bit more engaging to me. Maybe that's just because I've played Stardew Valley too many times. So many times that I fall into routines and like default playstyles, which is why this time I had a bunch of rules. I only played once or twice, so you know, at this point I'm not even fully sure I'll be playing that game all that much on stream anyway. Hello, sir. How are you? Good day. Tidings. I feel like I'm not all there mentally. I'm very tired physically. But I did write a post yesterday, or maybe on Thursday. Must have been Thursday, that I wouldn't be able to stream very much this weekend, if at all. Because we have a lot of work to do around the house. Playing SnowRunner. That is very valid. Should have prepped some water. I just had kind of a big dinner, which already is making me kind of sleepy. And because I felt like I deserved it, I had a nice gin and tonic with it. I think 2 years ago, for my birthday, my wife gave me a very nice bottle of gin. I think it's from an Antwerp distillery, but I forget the brand. Probably something with Antwerp in the name. I want to say Antwerpia or something. It's pretty much the only alcohol I drink around the house, because I'm not much of a beer drinker at home anyway. I'm very much a social drinker, but even then, very moderately so. Like, This specific turn has cost me... Although no, it wasn't this specific one. I tipped here once with the twin steer. I thought the accident I had with the Royal last time was also in that spot, but it was further up the road. Quite a funny one, if I say so myself. I made a clip of it, and like the first time I tried making clips on Twitch, I was able to publish them to YouTube, but when I tried it with the 2 clips from the last stream, it didn't seem to work because they're still nowhere to be found on YouTube. Preferably on my channel, but you know. How goes the snow running? I forget if you mentioned what map you're in currently, but... Or you're playing the new one? Gonna have to step away in a sec just to get a tissue and blow my nose because I'm sounding very congested. And while I'm AFK, I might as well go fill up my bottle. We'll just load up. Okay, I will be right back. Trip number 2 of 2. I'll have to think how I do the long logs. I'm really not sure. I have to check if I still have a normal long log rear trailer. I think I did have one and I left it by the garage in Northport. Because I did do long logging and it wasn't in the P16. I mean, I did do some long logging. There was one task, I think, which I definitely didn't do with the P16 because I just bought the P16 logging trailer last time. As for this one, I'm not sure I want to use the P16 because it's mostly roads. And I have some not so great memories of the P16 on roads. I guess I could try, but and I don't know how I forgot about that normal long log trailer. Because last time I was debating whether I should buy a normal long log trailer or the P16 one. And I ended up buying the P16 one because I forgot I had a normal one still. Not so smart, kind of a waste of money. And I think that specific trailer wasn't exactly cheap. And I will be selling it at a loss. I'm gonna turn up the game just a bit in the stream because I do check all the streams afterwards, at least on YouTube. Change the thumbnail. Change the thumbnail. And most times I add chapters for all the missions. Maybe overkill, but it takes like 10 minutes or so. I always notice that you can't really hear the game all that much. Painful hiccup. That's what happens when I eat too much. And then I talk too much without breathing properly. And, yeah, Jesus. Oh, terrible time to get hiccups. Just muted for a sec. Felt like there would be more hiccups coming. It seems not. I still feel the kind of pressure in my stomach when there might be hiccups. But yeah, just too much food, not enough breathing, and too much talking. I promise it wasn't the gin tonic. Sometimes I wonder if, like, allegedly you hiccup when you're drunk. That's what cartoons have told me. I don't think I've ever... Well, I definitely haven't been so drunk ever in my life that I had hiccups, and I have been pretty drunk a few times. But I've also never seen anyone so drunk that they had hiccups, or more accurately, I've never seen a drunk person have hiccups because they were drunk. Maybe that's just a myth. Okay, that is that. I'm gonna go check here, because I think it's a log trailer. What did I do with that long log trailer? I know I had one. I'm sure I put it here. Also, I hope the game audio is working properly, because I have it set up a bit differently. Until now I was always using desktop audio in OBS for the game. Now I have a dedicated audio source for the game capture. Oh, it is there. Okay. Is this long logs? Yeah. Well, wait. So maybe this is an opportunity to use the fleet star. If I can remember where I left it. No. I'll just keep using this dude. This dude. Recover. Take that off. Log carrier front. Then retain new port carriage. It feels a bit like a waste of time to have to do it this way, but you know, I'd rather have it be a waste of time than a waste of money if I would just buy another rear log thing. No crane? No. I guess I could have it. I don't think I've ever done logging with a crane. That's not true. I know I have, but not enough to have the habit to install the crane as well. I know it's a bold statement, but I don't expect to have any accidents. Finally got a double long log trailer. Bloody long won't be easy. I don't think I knew there was a double long log. I know there was a double medium log and what is it, like long plus short. I tried some of the new logging trailers in Michigan, but well, for one, there aren't many logging missions in Alaska. And I think I had mixed experiences. I know I remember trying the double medium trailer and the new single medium trailer, the red one with the wheels in the middle. What is it? Futon M? They were fine, but I don't know. Generally, I really don't like hitched logging trailers, as in medium or short trailers. You don't have much of a choice for long logs. I still haven't tried SnowRunner. Because, I mean, I keep mentioning it, it sounds like some weird brag, but a viewer gifted me SnowRunner when it was on sale last week. Maybe it's still on sale, I don't know. I could say I haven't had the chance to try it yet, but that's only half true. Okay. Yeah, that's it. What's that? I can't tell if you're joking or not. It's the first... No. I don't know enough about the series at large to say that it was the first game, but it was the one before SnowRunner. I feel like Spin Tires was the first one, but that might be completely wrong. Yeah, I'm not even sure when I found out that MudRunner existed. Might have been after I already got SnowRunner. I do remember reading some stuff, like whether MudRunner was still worth it now that SnowRunner was out 3 or 4 years ago. No, I was considering getting the long logs in White Valley, but that's too much of a detour. But yeah, it is... apparently it still holds up pretty well. It's just... it's a pretty different game. Again, can't speak from experience yet, but I would like to try it sometime soon. Maybe on stream, just for laughs. But the main difference, at least as far as I know of, is that there's much more limited cargo. It's just it's pretty much just logging. The guy who gave me the game, he did speak of garage parts and fuel as well. But I might have misunderstood, because I thought they were just 3 types of cargo. But then sometime later, I don't know, maybe the stream after, someone said that logs are the only cargo in MudRunner. So it's possible the garage and fuel, I mean the garage parts and fuel are only necessary to build garages or restore them or whatever. I need to know now. MudRunner cargo. AI response cargo management centers primarily around logs. Beyond logs, your truck can talk. Beyond logs, your truck can be outfitted with utility cargo attachments. Garage Utility Tent provides the garage points needed to unlock new trucks or modify your vehicle in the field. Fuel Cistern acts as mobile fuel storage to keep you and your fleet running. Utility Trailer hooks up to the rear of the truck to carry extra fuel and repair points. So yeah, it is just logging, essentially. And while that does not sound great, most people who still like MudRunner, they all tend to say that the driving just feels much better. Just the weight of the vehicles and like, I don't know. most times they all tend to say that it feels more like you're driving an actual truck than it does in SnowRunner. Can't confirm or deny. Oopsie. Miraculously, no damage. I don't even know if there's any scouting to be done. I like logging. I was thinking last night I haven't seen any logging sims, so I'll check out MudRunner. Yeah, I mean, from what I know, it should be exactly what you're looking for. If it's, I mean, it's safe to say you like SnowRunner, so MudRunner would be just SnowRunner with probably slightly different physics and whatnot, but it is focused on logging. I can't say how well the graphics hold up. I haven't really checked any videos or something. From the few screenshots I saw just in the store page when I was checking it out. It does look less nice than SnowRunner, like a bit, just a bit older really. Not bad by any means. I sure hope that after I do this final logging mission, I hope it's the final one at least. Pretty sure it is. But I hope after I get this one done, the other contracts will be much faster, because this one takes forever. And last time I streamed for 3 hours and I got 3 contracts done. And one of them, like the other logging contract I did then, that alone took like 2 hours. When it was almost exactly the same. Too medium, too long. I had some incidents, and it was just very slow going overall. Because they were the ones that had to go to the sawmill in White Valley, which is not that easy to get to. I do have to say, manual labor is good for the soul. It's a bit random, but you know. At the very start I mentioned that I did a lot of work today, just cleaning and kind of deep cleaning the house. It's by no means done, but I did spend, well, the entire afternoon, and an hour or two in the morning. Good music helps a lot, actually. I don't feel like I need to mention it, but I guess I do. I don't normally do a lot of physical work. My job is about as desky as it gets. IT. And I don't have any physical hobbies as such. I do want to get back into working out, even if just once or twice a week, because it used to be almost a daily thing for a good couple months last year. But then it just stopped. Hard to say why. Definitely winter had something to do with it, because it's not really something I feel comfortable doing indoors, because there's not that much space, and I do like, or I do need quite a bit of space for it. It's not like a whole gym. Like, if anything, as far as workouts you can do at home, it's probably the most space efficient thing to do. Kettlebell training, that is. I got into steel mace training sometime, I don't know, March, April last year. And quickly after that, kettlebells, which I enjoyed a lot, and it was nice seeing the progress. But then, yeah, I broke my routine, which is the number one mistake you can make. And a week of not doing anything turned into a month, which turned into more than 6 months at this point. Also just finally getting round to doing some stuff towards the big move that's coming up. We've been postponing for a bit too long to start packing and cleaning and stuff. But now this weekend we actually had to. Non-optional. But now that the first, like, I don't know how to put it into words, but now that the first actions have been taken, it does make me look forward to moving all the more. It'll be nice to get rid of some stuff that I know I don't need and that my wife doesn't need, mostly. It is a pain, like, no argument there. But it does have benefits. Look. It's nice to just be busy. And like I said, to get rid of stuff that's been collecting dust for literally years. Just selling it or taking it to recycling. I've been kind of trying to adopt a more, well, this will sound very blasé, if that's the word, like a bit lofty. But I have been trying to adopt a less materialistic lifestyle, like I very much like the idea of not having more stuff than you really use. Of course, there's always stuff you need that you don't use all the time, but you know, just the more luxury items. When my brother moved the last time, he got rid of pretty much all his stuff. Like even books and such, which he knew he wasn't going to read ever again. He just got rid of, or tried to give them to us, which is smart, but I didn't accept any. As nice as it is to buy stuff, because I do believe in the concept of buying your own happiness to some extent, which I do. Sometimes it used to be guitar related stuff, pedals and such, and just guitars, but more frequently pedals. My sister moves, everything goes in a skip, even new shit. That's commendable, actually. I admire things, or I admire people who can just get rid of a ton of stuff without any emotional qualms. Like getting attached to trash, essentially. Turbo. I apologize, I can't read or talk anymore. Turbo Wolf, hello, how are you? Good evening to you. Welcome. The truth is, I don't think I have that many things that I could just get rid of. Nothing big, anyway. I am perpetually thinking about selling some instruments. Realistically, I have way too many guitars than I use, but they're all too different to even pick a favorite. Oops. Yeah, anyway. We surely will get rid of a good amount of stuff this time when we move, before we move. Maybe after we move. Like even furniture and stuff. I'm not a hoarder, but I think as a couple we kind of are. Just she has a lot of her stuff which she did need for her job, like for her photo studio. But now she pretty much quit the studio. She's just doing location shoots, weddings mostly. So what used to be the studio and is really only a studio anymore in name and not in function, that room is just full of stuff like decorations and bigger props, pieces of scenery. Like she bought a big wooden chest just as a decoration. That thing is big and it's not meant to hold stuff, so it can't really serve its purpose as a storage container. I don't know. It'll be a process for sure, just going through everything. Likely multiple trips to the... I'm not sure what you call it in English. Container park. The big industrial terrain place with all the containers for big trash, metal, glass, wood, garden stuff. Is it just called recycling? I'm not really sure. This took a long time, just delivering this one long logs. I do wonder if it'd be faster to get the second one in White Valley instead of Northport. I think it's worth a shot at least. And just to make sure, so this is logging, this is not, it's a lot of stuff. No logging, there is still one more. Oh. Okay, well, I'll do this next, I guess. I was looking forward to being done with all the logging for Alaska, but there is one more. Deliver to warehouse loading. Yeah. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done, I'm afraid. Apologies if I'm sounding very sleepy today. I'll be the first to say I'm generally not a very high energy person. But today I feel like it's quite a bit worse. So I hope you can accept the more it would be a euphemism to call it laid back energy. But the more low energy, I guess. I'm never a hyper gamer, YouTuber, streamer. There's plenty of those already, I'd say. And in a weird way, I'm kind of jealous that they can be so high energy. I know that's a weird thing to be jealous of, because it's just, you know. I don't know where I'm going with this train of thought. And it seems the light is getting a bit worse. Getting a bit dark. I mean, it is getting dark outside. But if I turn on the big lights in the room, that'll just make me look worse. I spent so much time thinking about what games I could / should be streaming. Which is maybe my subconscious telling me that I shouldn't stream only SnowRunner. Because as good of a game it is pretty easy to get very much burnt out. Which I don't want to have happen. Just not really sure what else to play from the ones I have already been streaming. Which is Stardew Valley, Binding of Isaac, ETS, which is just another, I mean, that's unfair. It's not just another trucking game, it's very different from SnowRunner, of course. It does scratch a different itch. That word did not want to come out. It does scratch a different itch. But I think if I would play ETS 2 now, I would actually fall asleep, because I get very close to falling asleep to it while playing when I'm just playing by myself, when I'm not tired. It's just kind of hypnotic, I guess. Monotonous. In a nice way. But yeah, still I want to get back into Cairn at some point. Today was just not the right time for it. I have to move the Kodiak out of the way. I've been kind of having a weird itch to try City Skylines again. I know the 2 is out. I don't have it. It's unlikely I will ever buy it unless I would really get into the first game for some reason. It's the kind of game that looks impressive to me when I see other people playing it, and just the idea of starting with an empty canvas and gradually building out a whole metropolis. Metropole is a Dutchism. Metropole. It's been a very long time since I tried City Skylines, but yeah. My experiences then, which is back in 2018 or so, 19 perhaps, more likely 19. It was very overwhelming, and I had no idea what to do first or what to focus on. I didn't know how anything worked in the game. Just figuring out the basics of putting down roads and stuff, and whatever kind of building was not difficult, but it's very much a game you have to learn. And it's very much a kind of game which I never really was into all that much. Like Civilization, building games like Civilization. Or even Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, The Sims for that matter. Maybe it's a bit unfair to include The Sims in this list. But yeah. That kind of management sim. Which I suppose Stardew Valley is also and as talking be difficult. I suppose Stardew Valley is also kind of part of that list, but just on a more micro scale. And Graveyard Keeper, for that matter. I think if I think about it. My main issue with games like City Skylines is that there's no immediate objective, I think. I might have been playing the game all wrong, but I don't know if there's like objectives to meet, like a certain amount of inhabitants or buildings or money. It's very much a sandbox. And I think my mind kind of struggles with that when there's no, like when you have all the freedom but no sense of purpose. Trying to think if there are games that don't have any purpose, which I do enjoy. Like even ETS2 is kind of, I guess it does fall kind of in the same category, but there you do have the objective of each job you accept. Like going from point A to point B is an objective. Probably Session Skate Sim as well, but that does have missions for one, which are very much not the highlight of that game, in my opinion. But it's still an action sports game, so there is... You are always trying to do a certain thing, trick, line, combo, whatever. Still, I do struggle with sessions sometimes, just because it's kind of aimless. So maybe this is very much over-analyzing myself. Oopsie. Maybe I have an issue with games where you have to create your own fun, in a sense. I don't know. Okay, that's a good chunk of change. 16.5. Stop the engine for a sec. Can I make this any brighter? I can. I don't think it's doing all that much. That would just look like I'm in a cave. Yeah, so this will be the next thing. It's just 2 trips. Or even 1. I forget if there's a trailer that can have 1 medium and 1 long. Probably not worth it. So, yeah, it's a very long trip, but I think going the way we just came from the White Valley Long Log station all the way up the road the way we just did and then through to Pedro Bay, and in Pedro Bay I think this should be doable. I know there is snow and some mud here. It'll be kind of slow, but I think overall it's still gonna be faster and about as easy as the very long way around. So yeah, that will be it. Possibly the longest trip we'll have to do so far. Because even those big trailers... Arctic MC, how are you? I hope I said that correctly. I didn't. Arky TMC. How are you? Chill Gaming, what's up? Hello. For more exquisite SnowRunner content, check out Chill Gaming's channel. He does a lot of good stuff. Not just SnowRunner. Just Arc or Arky. Okay, thank you. I appreciate when viewers tell me how to pronounce their name, because sometimes it's really... there are too many options. Yeah. Nice to see a few people here. It's kind of a last-minute stream in a sense. In case you missed the post I wrote on Thursday, I think. This will be a very stream light weekend. It's possible this will be the only one for the whole weekend, because yeah, a lot of stuff to do around the house tomorrow as well. Maybe tomorrow evening, like around the same time as this stream, I could do another one. But yeah, no promises. Just wanted to get as much stuff done today. Both to take some of the load off of my wife's shoulders, because she was at work all day at a wedding, that is, doing a photo shoot, photo report. So she will be dead tomorrow. It's like 12 hours on her feet. Just started replaying the original regions. Now also gonna finish Alaska. Last 3 or 4 missions. Yeah, that's very similar actually, as this is everything that's left to be done. Just finished this mission. Now I'm in the next cargo delivery. Yeah, I don't want to think ahead too far. Probably just the smallest one, which will either be this or this. I forget how big large pipes are, but I think there are 4 slots. So this will probably be a 4-slot thing. Apologies if I get hiccups suddenly, but yeah. I had hiccups earlier, kind of violently. Still pretty full from dinner, and yeah. When I'm very full and I talk too much and I don't breathe properly, I get hiccups and like weird kind of hiccups. I don't know what they're called. It is 4 slots, okay. Could try the twin steer. Surely I will use the Transstar whenever I can. I thought it was kind of a popular truck, like a popular underdog kind of truck. But it seems quite a few people really don't like it. I think it's fun, it's cute, you can barely see it just behind us. But in the right terrain, which is just roads pretty much, it is genuinely good. What are the trucks you have in your fleet? Paystar. Yep, thank you. Very kind, very kind. In fact, I will finally hide the stream elements thing. I know there were 2 alerts that popped up on screen for the sub thing. But that was just because I was using one of them first and then I switched to something else. And I wanted to make sure the new one worked before I disabled the old one. Anyway. I don't have the Paystar. I will try to list them all from memory. Definitely White Western, Fleetstar, Transstar, Twin Steer, P16, Kodiak, GMC, Cat 745C. I sold the dairy, the one you find in this map. Dairy Longhorn something. I needed the cash, quite frankly. Yeah, I do have the P16, I just... This is mostly paved roads with ice. So, to me it makes more sense to use chains. Chains are pretty bad off-road, but they're not terrible. just not as good as off-road tires. And from my memory, the P16 on roads, like on icy roads, especially uphill icy roads, just isn't all that good. It's like, at best it's kind of slow, at worst you just spin out. And then if there are telephone poles along the road, you're just stuck winching from one pole to the next. Which can work, but it's not ideal. Yeah, the P16 can't have chains, that's the thing. Unless I'm very much mistaken, but... am I very much mistaken? I don't even know. Oh. I could already sell this trailer. I'm not going to yet. I thought it was attached. No, it's just the chunky tires. It's a very tentative thought, I just thought of it now. I'm not sure if I will actually go through with it, but feedback or agreement or disapproval is welcome either way. But maybe it would be fun to do MudRunner for a bit after I finish Alaska. And before I start Tamir. I haven't gotten around to trying MudRunner. I've only had it for a week or so. But yeah. It's looking like I'll never get round to it unless I play it on stream. I could try it off stream first for a bit and then see if I like it enough to stream it, or alternatively I could just try it first time on stream. There is a better way if you don't have chains. You can stick to the side of the road, just one side. Yeah, that's true. That is a valid point. There isn't much space though. You'd have to really get close to the poles. Bye, gotta go. See you L8R. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the sub. Catch you on the flip. I've been watching too much Office. American Office. The episode where I think, wait, I forget what the situation actually was, but I think there were children visiting the company So Michael just pretended to be an ex-con. Talking all street. I might be confusing it with the IT crowd, because there's also an episode there where Moss is in jail, or was about to be in jail for shoplifting. I forget the show he was shoplifting. Like, I think it was Grand Designs. He just took 5 copies of Grand Designs, stuffed them in his coat. If you haven't seen the IT crowd, you should. It's non-negotiable. Yeah. Now just to Pedro Bay, and hopefully no incidents in Pedro Bay. I should take a sip. Spent too much time singing along with the music I had playing while cleaning. I have a Spotify list called Shower, because it started as a list to listen to in the shower, which really is just a list of my favorite music. So it's, yeah, it's definitely not shower exclusive. With anything from Blur, and I'm not going to list all the bands that are on there. As tempting as it is to try and list all of them, it's just too many. It's like 200-300 songs. So like 60 to 70 artists, I guess. A lot of heavy stuff. Animals as leaders. Come to think of it, I don't think there's any Gojira on there, but there should be. Yeah. Some proggy stuff, prog metal, whatever it's called. Some Notorious B.I.G., Prodigy, Krungbin, a limited selection of Polish music, which my wife turned me on to. A kind of ska slash reggae-ish, but not really. Pyjama Porno is the name of the band. One of the bands. 2 bands with the same singer, and I think maybe a few other shared musicians. Strache na lache. I can't make it sound good in Polish. mostly just rock stuff generally. Electric guitar music. It's about as general as I can describe what's on that list. Okay, I said to go through here because I think it should be not that difficult and way shorter, not way shorter than the long way round. I need to pause now and drink, otherwise I'll always keep forgetting. I'll be very honest, part of me is wondering if I should give up on the whole idea of playing through all the regions in order. There are so many. I'm kinda hoping Tamir will be a bit faster. It has the Russian trucks, which generally are quite a bit better than the American equivalents. And I don't remember much at all from Tamir for my first playthrough, so that could mean that I kind of breezed through it fairly smoothly. Got a feeling this double long log trailer isn't very time efficient. Just getting to my destination is taking some time. Probably better off just running one load at a time. Is it the foldable one? Because that's the only one I can think of that could maybe have 2 long logs. So I really can't remember seeing a trailer like that. But yeah, 2 long logs in a row, especially if it's one solid trailer and not how to explain. Not like a one like this and then a dolly for the second one. Yeah, this was the bit I was concerned about. Oh, it's a mod. Yeah. 2 long logs is pretty much the only trailer there isn't in SnowRunner. Because you have, I think, 2 shorts now, 2 mediums, long plus shorts. Oh, hiccup again. I think that's all of them. Except for the single medium and single short. Okay, that was slow, but we didn't get stuck. Both have dollies. Okay. Yeah, Otherwise it would be kind of like the 8-slot trailer, I suppose. Which I never use, just because it's too long. Although, maybe if in any map you could probably use the 8-slot trailer to good effect here. There are quite a few turns where you would have to be very careful because there's guardrails or other stuff just next to the road. But I'd say with the P16, although then you run into the issue of chains again. I was gonna say the P16 with the 8-slot trailer probably could get a lot of work done in Alaska, but icy inclines are not great. I often think I should try the 8-slot trailer at least once when it's appropriate. But I never do because I'm kind of scared to use it. In the P16, double tires all around, yeah. Even in the front. Or is that not what you mean by double tires all around? Okay. Clumsily try to turn around. Just to make absolutely sure, this is not logging. This is very extensive, but also no logs. No logs, no logs. So we can, in fact, sell both or all logging trailers. This one, the medium one I have over at the Northport rather, garage. Or really? Is that also a mod? Because I don't remember it being like that. I never paid attention. And also the P16 log trailer rear. Is there a trailer store here? No. Yes, there is. Okay. Then I shall sell it there. Recover to Northport. Sell the medium log trailer. And then I have to think. Not sure anymore. I have a few mods. A mod pig at times. I'm very much the opposite, but in a way also very much the same. I never really bother with mods because I know that once I start, I'll just keep adding mods, and maybe I have some kind of unresolved trauma from Skyrim, where I also had way too many mods and then my game got corrupted somehow. My save, rather, not my game. It's not here. Played enough to know mods are necessary. Are they though? Because I never used mods. Will the mod police come and arrest me? And they incorporated mods into the game. Do you mean they made mods features, or they just have the mods browser? I assume you mean the latter. Which is fair. Like, it is much more compelling and more risk-free to install mods from within the game without needing some kind of separate apps or whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a valid point. I just never really checked it out. Perhaps I will, but I probably shouldn't. I don't know. I like vanilla. Both the game state and the ice cream flavor, and the flavor in general, not just ice cream. Vanilla is underrated. Not using suspension mods or fuel mods. Still like to properly pay for stuff. Only things like trailers, trucks, etc. tires. Yeah, I mean, no judgment here. You do whatever you like, however you want to play. You do however you want to play. That is the sound of a tired mind. Was it this far up? Yeah. I suppose for a second playthrough I should be much more okay with mods. I'm not trying to convince myself to try some mods, just I did play through all of this quote unquote properly. No OP vehicles or anything. Still cracks me up that post I read a while ago, where someone on Reddit, of course, was making the case that the Azov 7, I think. The biggest one. I forget if it's the 5, 6 or 7. Maybe it's the 6. That one is the best truck for Michigan. People on Reddit say the darndest things. People in general say the darndest things, but I never know about it except for Reddit and YouTube comments. Even stream chats, and as far as I have experience with them, being in them, I mean, they're pretty civilized. Maybe that's something about the kinds of streamers I gravitate towards. I could go for some cake. But it's kind of late now and I'm still full from dinner, so stuffing even more food in would be not the smartest idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For a second I was confused because that seemed like the full price, but I guess when I sell the thing I will get 7,050. It didn't say. And I didn't keep track of how much money I had before I sold, so I can't compare, but it should be like the money we got should have been half of what it said. Welcome back, dude. That sounded unnecessarily sarcastic. I apologize. I wish you safe travels, and if there are incidents, at least hopefully they're funny. Should probably close the window because it's actually dark outside now, and I don't have much faith in our fly mesh. Just scanning the room for mosquitoes. I mustn't forget to make a screenshot, because for the last two streams I forgot to make a screenshot in photo mode to use as the thumbnail after the stream is published. It's much harder to find a nice looking shot when I'm just using, or when I'm screenshotting the video, essentially. Why am I driving? I can just recover. Yeah, hang on. Just go turn on the lights and close the window. Just want to see what the weather is going to be these next 2 days, because I think I saw or I heard that it's going that it's going to be very hot again. Yeah, kind of. Tomorrow will be fine, 23. Then Monday 27, Tuesday 27, Wednesday 29, Thursday 30, Friday 31, Saturday 33. Can't say I'm looking forward to that. Medium logging frame. Yeah, let's just get them here. Sorry, that was louder than expected. Sometimes I have trouble regulating my own volume. I think that might be, at least in part, an autistic thing, from what I hear. Big test loaded with double long logs. Wish me luck. I wish you luck. A healthy amount, like nothing egregious. I'm sure you don't need luck. And drag them through 2 states. Well, distance is only time. Getting all philosophical. Distance just determines how long it will take. It won't necessarily mean it'll be difficult. Like, for this contract I have to go through 3 maps as well. Damn it, wasn't paying attention. And it's really kind of easy. Of course, a double long log trailer adds a certain amount of difficulty just by nature. But that was your choice. I'm not victim blaming. I have learned, well, I've learned a long time ago, but I have also forgotten on several occasions and got reminded on several occasions that multiple trips is always better. For me, at least. I know some people are very good at overloading or using the big trailers. But unless it's really far and really easy objectively on a route I've been on multiple times, or at least once, you know, on roads I know, routes I know. On those occasions I do like to use the big trailers. I never feel like they're worth the risk. Okay, careful here. This is the only kind of difficult part. It's not true. There are two, technically. This and that kind of deep section of mud in Pedro Bay. And of course every turn on roads at high speed. Which sounds like it should be easy to just not go too fast, but going fast is kind of fun sometimes. This thing is still here. I can never be bothered to move it. If anything, it can serve as a reminder to not go too fast into this curve. Got scared for a sec. Starting to get sleepy. Not the best place to pause. I kept getting a warning about the weather. That something will begin soon. It's just a moderate heat warming, with warning rather. A heat warming is an oxymoron. No, it's not an oxymoron. It's a... What's the nice word for it? Is it a tautology? Redundancy? What does it even say? Holt Len Motel. It's a weird name. Unless I'm completely misunderstanding it. It's some kind of contraction of two words. Just leave it in high gear because in automatic there's too much, well, too much speed and then slowing down too much. I don't think I ever consciously tried this, but kind of makes sense that instead of braking before a turn, you just switch to high gear, which will slow you down anyway, but not dead halt. Even letting go of the gas kind of slows you down pretty abruptly. Like if I let go now, it's like it slows down a lot, but then still keeps going kind of weirdly. If I can take my hand away from the controller for a second. Again, bad time to check my phone. I was just checking if my wife had texted that she's on the way back, but she said she'd be home 11:30ish, and it's now 10 to 11, but she would text when she leaves. No. Sure. It's not the most exciting place to take a shot. I'd like to have the road in shot as well. That's kind of difficult. Yeah, sure. I'll likely want to take another. I was just thinking that for the remainder of this stream, maybe I'll just start selling some of the trailers that are scattered around the map. Or I could start that next contract. I don't know yet. There is maybe some risk in selling trailers. Especially if there's stuff on them, like this one has metal beams, I think. Yeah. But surely some of these fuel tankers I won't need anyway. This one here. But they're convenient. So yeah. Fuel tankers or trailers with materials I should not sell just yet. I don't know if there are many other trailers to sell. So I probably should just get going with the next contract and do the trailers at the very end. Or at least when I'm sure I won't need the trailers. How can I go so horribly wrong? Just trying to keep an eye out for nice scenic spots. Although any spot kind of looks pretty scenic in photo mode. Bad posture. This is where I needed to turn. It would be nice if there were a spot close to the water, but I don't need to be close to water, except maybe on the bridge. Just around that next bend. Or even here. Yeah, it's worth a look. A 1% aperture. Every time I hit circle to exit the detailed options, but that just exits the whole photo mode. It's kind of nice. But still, I think just on the bridge here might be a bit nicer still. Although I'm not convinced. But I will snap one anyway. In a way, it's always the same shot, really. Just kind of low angle frontal view. I almost wish you could have presets. Because this is how I want all my photos to be. 1% aperture, focus point as close as can be. And this doesn't really matter that much. And with all this, I never really mess. Film grain. I don't see a difference. Vignette, yeah, 80 is fine. Color grading. That's too much detail for me. Like, that's a recipe to get stuck in a black hole for half an hour trying to find the perfect tone of color. When really, it doesn't matter at all. If you drop your brightness or gamma, it will look much better. Oh. Wait, because this might be another kind of interesting moment, I guess. Not struggling all that much. Do you mean in the photo mode or in the game generally? There isn't really brightness, just exposure. And that hole is kind of messing up the shot. But still, just for the sake of experimentation. In the game. Oh, I never really noticed it being too bright. That is, yeah. That doesn't really change much. Maybe this is a bit better than this. But overall, is there even brightness? Or am I blind? FOV, film grain. Oh, I am blind. That's too dark. I think this is still fine. I forget exactly how it was set. I don't see gamma as such. I feel like I made it brighter. What have you done, Jaido? Yeah, I don't know. I think now it is a little bit darker than it was before. Does it look nicer? I don't know. Probably couldn't tell if I didn't know. It's fine. Okay. Fine is good enough. I'm not sure I'll have much time after this. Again, it's been a very unproductive stream in terms of number of contracts. So I did exactly 2 in 2.5 hours worth of streaming. Did I do just 2? Yeah, just the 2 logging. Alright, what map is it? And like, well, if it's a region after Wisconsin, I won't know what you're talking about anyway, because I don't know those maps yet. But if it's Wisconsin or earlier. From where to where is it? 17, yeah, okay. I have not played that one. Okay, another 14.5k. Quite a bit of money actually now. 123.5. Bought it on Steam recently. Excuse me. Are there any conveniently located trailers? Scout fuel tanker. I mean, this serves no purpose. Scout fuel sideboard. Where is there a sideboard? Oh. But that one also has stuff on it. Metal beams. Sideboard semi, that's mine. The service thing from the weather forecast. A lot of scout fuel trailers. And this service. Yeah, wait. I can take the Hummer out for a bit after I change the color. I've never had white. White seems appropriate. I wish there was some kind of camo option for the Hummer. Let's try and round up some of these scout fuel tankers at least. It's been a while since I was in a scout at all. Can't remember. Definitely for the... Okay. That was almost terrible. Definitely there was one task in Pedro Bay where you have to go up a small but steep mountain. On the top of the world, I think it's called. I think that was the last thing I did. Wait. Did I not have diff locks? It's possible I found diff locks for the Hummer, I just never installed them. Yeah, this was not the right way to go. A small but mighty tree. Yeah, fence. These trailers always look small compared to normal trucks, but they're actually pretty big compared to a Scout, which makes sense, I suppose. Let's go first person for... I was gonna say shits and giggles. I think there is a funnier way to say that, but I forgot. Gits and shiggles. That was a bit brusque and just downright dumb. Because now I'm stuck in both directions. With nothing to winch from in the right direction. Seriously. How did I do this? Sometimes I surprise even myself with my lack of genius. Should have just taken the road. The Hummer is a fun Scout. It's not a very powerful Scout in terms of pulling power. Gonna sell this and then quickly pop back into the garage to see if there's diff locks available. There's a good chance there are. Yeah, I think these will sell for like 1600 or so, if that. Yeah, 1900. See? Sure, sell that. I'm not really feeling the white. I don't know what I'm feeling. Fuchsia. Full black is kind of cool. Is there some kind of theme that I want to recreate? Like a Pokeball, which would be... How would you get a Pokeball type color scheme. It's white, red mostly, and a bit of black. So maybe... No. Oh, every time. Wait. This is... I don't know why I didn't do it like this the first time. I have a mouse available. Oh. Doesn't really work, I think. It should be more red. Maybe that white. Or this black and this white. No, it doesn't really lend itself because the two secondary colors are a bit too small. I guess you could do it like this and then this white. $153. Yeah, I don't know. What? Why didn't that save? Fine. Let's go with... Yeah, this is kind of military looking, I guess. Adam Valet, how are you? GTA 6. That's a bit early, I think. Is that a serious question? Or... because I don't know... like... I have no way to have access to GTA 6 so soon. As far as I know, no one has access to it, except maybe some privileged big streamers. Where are these two? The one there. Oh, and by the fuel station. This will get tedious very fast because it's kind of pointless. But then again, the money I get from selling a trailer, even scout fuel trailers, is kind of comparable. I was heading straight for the barrier. It's kind of comparable to a task, I suppose. Maybe more than task reward money. If it was a particularly small task, and that was terrible. I know, I should have had all-wheel drive on. I want something a bit flashier for a color. I don't think I had the yellow. And a yellow Hummer always reminds me of the guy in Better Call Saul. The nerd with his baseball cards. I think he had a yellow Hummer. I think yellow with pink decals. I might be misremembering, not sure. Okay, sell, recover. I promise this will be the last time I change color this stream. But when I say bright yellow, I do mean bright yellow. This is more orange. Is it me or are the colors a bit meh? Like none of them really speak to me. And then again, it does not matter. Regrettably, I won't be taking the P16 out for a spin. Just to sell this trailer. My wallet will weep because I use this for exactly one thing. Yeah, it's kind of expensive and I'll only get half back. But yeah. Okay. Then back to this guy. Where is P12, not P16? Oh. Yeah. But I'm guessing the double wheels you were talking about, that still doesn't apply to the vanilla P12, I think. Hang on, just got a message. The missus will be home by midnight, so I have another half hour. So ideally I would like... That was kind of a cool trick. If only it were intentional. Ideally, I'd like to sell at least all the scout fuel trailers in this map. Which I believe are 3 left. Maybe just 2. Yeah. One there by the weather forecast, one up there, and one here, which I'll do first. I don't want to start messing with having to winch a second trailer. I know it would be much faster. No problem. I meant to do that. Careful in the sharp turns. Alaska started well, but towards the end there were just all manner of dumb accidents. Like careless driving accidents. Which in a way maybe all accidents are, but they were mostly my fault and not really the game's fault. Just bouncing all over town. It'd be funny if I could pause the game to get some kind of action shot. Like that. It's actually kind of funny. The lighting is very terrible. Does a different time of day help at all? Yeah, great. It's a bit better. No. No. Yeah, I think this. A very low angle. I know this is kind of obsessive. I apologize. In short, I need to be more mindful during accidents to hit pause and then make a screenshot as the accident is happening. Instead of these boring... Look. Boring screenshots that always look the same. And just a quick recover to repair. It does have doubles. I wasn't sure what the yes was referring to, because I forget what I asked. Does it have doubles in the front? That would kind of surprise me. I'll probably be very wrong saying this, but in my mind, all trucks had single front tires. Actually, I think I will try to get both these last two scout fuel tankers in one trip. Off to bed, thanks for the relaxing stream. You are very welcome. Have a good night. Thanks for lurking, for watching. I don't know why I felt the need to specify lurking. Yeah, I already said have a good night. Bye. Why can't I just respond like a normal person just once? Yeah. I think this one first and then up through here. Get this one and then it's just roads pretty much. Like Randy roads. Former guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. Pretty sure he passed a long time ago. Otherwise he would still be in the band, I imagine. These tires are fine off-road. Not even exceptional, I'd say. I don't know what their stats are from memory. But they are not very good on ice. Which I guess is not what they were designed for in the first place. But I don't think I ever bought any other tires for this Scout. I'm 99% sure it came with the H2 tires. And I assumed they would be the best. I never had reason to change them really, because most of the use was off-road. Okay, trailer numero uno. Like that, and then we need to go through here, up here, left, right. Maybe excessive marking. I don't think I've ever been through here. Never had reason to. I know I will be glad that I remembered about the diff locks, because I assume we will need them. Oops. What happened? Maybe it was a tree. Okay. Should be just down here. Positioning will be a bit tricky. Not super tricky. Actually, not tricky at all. Yeah. Winch. Oh, but it's facing the wrong way. Can it? No. What am I doing? Okay, wait, change of plan. Forwards, please. Leave this here. Having trouble with going forwards and backwards. Like the bare minimum you need to be able to do to play this game is distinguish forwards from backwards. I seem to have lost that ability. Okay, and then we'll use the second one as the winched one. I'm prepared for a hilarious accent. It's a bit embarrassing how often that happens. Like you winch and then you want to exit the winch menu in my mind. But then you just release. Of course, I don't know why I explained this so thoroughly. If all goes well, I will be happy I did it this way and not 2 individual trips. Because it's kind of far and just... getting a bit tired. As evidenced by my poor driving. Jesus. Yeah. Could probably cut through there. Is it worth it? Not really. Unless I overcook this long sweeping turn. Bend. It's like Snake with fuel tankers. Except in Snake, you know that all your rear body parts follow in a straight line and they don't swing about like these trailers do. 15 miles per hour. I don't think so. We are going, in fact, 20, 30... Definitely more than 15. And I paid the price for it. Release, winch, sell. The first one. Attach, sell. Second one. Top of fuel before. Too late. Doesn't matter really, can just recover to refuel. I don't play with very hardcore style New Game Plus rules. It's really just the sell prices that are the additional difficulty, but fuel is free. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Still a few trailers here which I could sell. Mainly just 4 more contracts. Just want to have a seat to get an idea. Because this looks like this is all in White Valley. Planks from here. Wait, where do I need to go? Here. So planks can come from here. Cement, I'm not sure. No. Is there cement anywhere? There might not be. Except here, yeah. How many do I need? Just 1 cement. Yeah, that should be okay. Through here. I wouldn't go through here with big semi-trailers. Or semi-trailers generally. But just the 2 slots. Truck should be fine. So that's the cement, then fuel from the fuel station, I guess. Yeah. Metal beams. There was a trailer here. This one had metal beams. I know it's very inconveniently located, but I do have to go there anyway to sell that trailer. I mean, to pick it up and then take it to the shop to sell. So I might as well kill those 2 birds in 1 stone. With 1 stone. And then service parts from here, it's also kind of easy. And fuel can even come from here, not necessarily from the fuel station. So yeah, it looks like a lot. It's really not that difficult. And it is 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 slots total. So best case, 2 trips with a semi, I reckon. Yeah, there's not much point in planning this out in detail now, because I'm not gonna do it now. That's gonna do it for today, I think. Thank you for hanging. Thanks for chatting, for the company, for the advice. If there was advice. Generally for advice about the game. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow it's unlikely I'll be able to stream. If I do, it's most likely gonna be at night. As in the evening, like today. But yeah, we'll see. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.